This is a quick real estate update from Jere Metcalf Partners, real estate agents on the ground in Atlanta. We're talking about what it's like, what to expect, the pros, the cons, and what to consider to align yourself and your loved ones for the best opportunities. All right, everybody, I'm going to just believe it. We're live on Facebook. It's that screen's going off again. It's driving everybody crazy there. Anyway, JMPartners Atlanta Market Eavesdrop. Hi. So we're going to give you guys a quick little update. Everybody's been asking us, okay, now it's 2021. What do we need to know? And if we want to move, how do we do it right? So a quick review on the stats. We talk about those every week. The trajectory is just indicating a stronger and stronger market. We've got 12 days, so not 11. The days on market's actually gone up. However, the supply has gone down. This time last year, the supply was 2.7 months, a neutral supply, which means how much inventory is there and how fast is it selling? That's 6 months. This time last year, 2.7. Now it's 1.3 months. That means houses are selling quickly and there's not a lot of inventory. As far as sales go, more and more houses are selling. 700, almost 800 more homes in all of Atlanta have sold this year than last year. And homes are selling everywhere. Last but not least, interest rates are down. This time last year, they were 3.75. We're like, no way, they're going up. They are now 2.75%. It's still a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. So the biggest challenge right now is, okay, but how do I get a house? How do I know I'm getting a great deal? And how do I find the right one? Adam, share a little bit with us on that.
Well, I mean, we kind of spoke about this a little bit, but with the 1.3 months of supply, if you're waiting for homes to hit the third-party website, Zillow or whatever, Realtor.com, you're already too late. Those feed through the agents, and within our network, we know about these well before they hit all those third-party websites. And with the supply so low, those are, I mean, a lot of times they're already under contract or multiple offers already in on the house before you even find out that it's even listed for sale. So it's just critical to have somebody that's within the network informing you of these houses before they even get to those third-party websites.
Something important I think to share is that, like, what a great solid point is that in doing that, you've got to have a solid agent who's connected to the market, who knows what's going on in the market and has the network to get it done. Some people often say, well, then if it's not off market, it's not listed, that means I've got to just talk to 1,000 agents. What happens is those agents we're representing our clients, we're networking for our clients, we're honing in on our clients, agents are working with agents. So honing in on that agent that's got the best insight and information for what you want and to deliver on that is so key in this market. Bridgett, anything else you wanted to add to that?
I was just going to add quickly that I was able to, through my workings, and it took some time, but I was able to close one last week for clients who've been looking and searching and trying to figure out what to do for years, but all the pieces fell together, and they weren't working with me for years, but in the end, all the pieces fell together and they were able to close on their own.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing is, one more thing about buyers is understanding the rules of the game. The market is changing quickly, which means the way we negotiate and the terms that we need to understand. What are the terms we can get that we don't know we can get? And what are the terms in the market that we need to be careful, like where are we to be taken advantage of, where are we paying more than we have to, where can we get a better deal, but we don't know it yet, we haven't thought of it yet. All of those things, especially in today's market, are so key. And focusing on selling, we have a lot of sellers, houses are, here we're talking about houses selling quickly, days on market's low, supply's low. There are still homes on the market that have been on the market. Buyers, by the way, this is more of an opportunity than you might realize. They've been on the market for as long as a year and even more in some cases. So, and even some houses, we're talking $500,000 price points, have been on the market for 6 months. Buyers, that's an opportunity. Sellers, on the other end, you're like, what? Don't take advantage of me. And what do I do? And why am I missing the market? And how do I, like, what do I do? We've talked about this before, but let's revisit a little bit. In the market today, what do sellers need to know? And what makes the difference between the same house selling and not selling in today's market?
I mean, we both could probably, all of us can probably jump in on this, but I mean, for a seller, I mean, it can be the little things such as like cosmetic changes, paint, like positioning it, staging it correctly, marketing it correctly, making sure you're marketing to the right buyer. I really think you have to hone in on who that buyer is for that particular home and really go after who that buyer is. And a lot of times we've seen it a ton. I know Bridgett could probably speak to this too, where simple things is very small cosmetic changes to the house make a huge difference when it comes to photography and how it's being marketed and perceived by buyers.
And photography, how the photography is done, where it's marketed, how it's positioned, how it's pushed, who it's pushed to, the story told behind it, and controlling that. Bridgett, you were wanting to say something.
I know, and because I've told this story just on paint, and because I think sellers get so worked up that they look at their house and they think like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, but they forget that sometimes it's just painting it. I mean, that paint goes, and I mean interior, not necessarily interior and exterior, but paint goes a long way, and I do feel like that's one thing that is a game changer, and it should not be overlooked ever.
Anything that can be done, we've had a lot of houses where we've gone in and staged, moved furniture, moved things. We said last week, we talked about actually on more than one occasion on, we're selling homes from $500,000 up to multi-million-dollar homes, but we've had homes, multi-million-dollar homes, we actually had to take the Picasso and the custom commissioned paintings out of the home so that it would appeal to that buyer, which is so insulting. It's like, are you kidding me? But that's where we go, okay, we got to make sure this house isn't our house anymore. What do we need to do to position it to the buyer that's likely and going to pay the most money, and position it in a way that it gets their attention. It gets them in there and in front of it, and in framing and positioning things so the clients understand the value and buy these properties from the sellers, the right buyers. Anything else to add to that? I think we covered a lot of this part last week. So everybody listen to last week's interview as well for more insight on the selling perspective in the market and what to do. So let's close this out. The key is the market's hot. It's getting hotter, especially right now. It's 2021. Remember, when you are buying, it is as important as ever to have the right people on your team, the right agent, and know what it is you want. Know the rules of the game, know the market, know how to get and pinpoint and get that house that you want, from finding it to negotiating it to, all that pretty much covers it, but all down to the details of that. When you're selling, make sure you've got the agent, you've got the network that is going to properly sell, position, market that property to get the buyer and get the deal done. Thanks everybody for listening. Bye y'all.
Bye.
JMPartners Atlanta Eavesdrop. By the way, we're going officially on to all the podcast platforms. We've had so many people asking us how to get subscriptions, how to listen to this in their car, just to catch it when they've got time. So there you go. That's what we're going to do for you. Again, thanks for listening, everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you to our ambassadors and clients for your support of Jere Metcalf Partners, where our mission is to deliver the best service and the best results for our clients' needs, their wants, and their families.